People have been asking me what winter is like on Iona. It's a little wild. I've been staring quite wide-eyed at the croft and the sound of Iona, sometimes not even being able to see Mull across the water. It's quite a tough and challenging time. This week we've even been isolated. If you follow my feed, you will have seen that Iona had a big red cross, meaning no ferries were even running. Mull had 2 orange exclamation marks, and the second ferry of Mull had 1 exclamation mark. So it can feel cut off, isolated, downright cold, windy, storms lashing. It's quite a tough time. I am a lizard by nature. I like lizarding. Do you know what I mean by that? I like my belly on the sand, feeling the heat from the earth, and I love the sun on my back and the back of my knees. I don't know that I'm cut out for the cold. And so one of the things many years ago when I was here, actually at the end of summer, was I was enticed into that water. And so many of you know that I have learned to love cold water swimming. It is hard. It requires discipline, tenacity, courage, because this water is quite rough and sometimes treacherous, actually. Because I need to embrace it. Because if I didn't go into the water, I don't think I'd be able to live here, because I think I would be too scared of the cold. I don't have central heating in my flat. I literally just heat as in where I need to sit and work. A lot of the time I spend it here in my living room, which is linked to my kitchen. It's a small little space that I love. And it's so interesting because winter, and today being full moon, is a time of going within. It's a time of facing your demons. It's a time of hibernating. It's a time of going a little bit quieter. And yet something also magical happens on this island. There are very few visitors. There's just the hardy, hardcore residents. There's about 170 of us. And I've only called this island my home base for 2 years. So winter is also a time when people connect more with each other. I ran a writing group this week. There's book groups, there's play groups, there's games night, there's puzzle afternoon, there's all sorts of things. And there's a few of us crazy ones that go swimming together. But it's also a time where you get to retreat a little bit more. And I think that has been my gift, really. For many years, I've understood the power of taking myself off to be with myself, a retreat, to go inward, to pause, to reconnect, to shut off the world, to go on a digital detox. Sorry, I keep looking up at this weather, right? It's impossible not to. You can probably hear the wind at my windows. And coffee. It's a time of reflection. People have been asking me, what on earth am I going to be doing this year with clients? Because many of you know I don't speak on stage anymore. I'm not writing a book at the moment. I'm no longer running the writing retreat. So what am I doing? You can invite me to do pieces of work. I'm saying yes to certain things and no to certain things. So throw things at me. That could be interesting this year. But more importantly, I am running private retreats on Iona. That's you and me. Now that might excite you and intrigue you, or it could terrify you. Not everyone loves or wants to work in a group. You know, since I moved here 2 years ago, I've run private retreats and group retreats. And each one has been so different and so amazing. This year I'm running private retreats, 1 a month. So maybe you'll be my April or my May or my September. Maybe you'll even brave coming here in February or March, because this is a time when you can do that really deep inner wintering work. So if you're at a transition point, if you're at a crossroad, if you are processing something that has already happened, or you're coming up to a pivotal point where you need to make some decisions and you need all of your wherewithal with you, or if you are looking at how to project yourself forward and what's coming, there's all sorts of things we can do. We can have a theme like cutting the threads that bind, or embracing the gap, can be a silent retreat, all sorts of things. We create it for you. It's bespoke, it's one-to-one, and everything is magically worked around your needs, where you're at, what you're presenting, and you and I create that together. It's delicious and powerful. And then the only other thing that I'm doing is I'll be offering 2 mastermind retreats this year. There is a, what's the word, not a criteria, but you need to have done some work with me before you're eligible to come on a mastermind retreat. So it's not for first-time clients. If you're interested in even just chatting about what on earth a private retreat could look like for you and how we could work within your budget, then just pop me a mail. I'll send you a link on Calendly, I never know how to say that, and we can just have a quick 20-minute chat and a connect and a hello. I will ask you to fill in a form beforehand just to get your thinking brain in gear, and maybe I'll see you here on Iona this year. So I wish you well, whether you're in winter or summer. Have a beautiful, blessed week. Lots of love.